Hello and welcome to Temple Update. I'm Houck.
And I'm Karina Cheung. After months and months of construction and closed sidewalks, Temple's newest building is now open for classes. Update's Mascitti joins us live from the Science Education and Research Center with the story.
Thanks, Karina. Students can now attend their classes in a new classroom. The new science building behind me opened its doors to the Temple community on Monday. The 7th-floor and $137 million building offers a 2-story lobby, a cafe, and classrooms for all departments. SERC is home to 7 research centers, has interior glass walls to reduce electrical lighting costs, and contains a 398-seat lecture hall, making it the largest one on campus. We talked to students as they left the building on day one.
It's very bright, it's really spacious.
The touchscreen stuff, that's really cool.
I think we definitely needed to update a lot of the buildings on campus, especially the science facilities.
I think that it's beautiful and it's very open, which is not like many of the places here.
Will be held over homecoming weekend on October 10th. Reporting live for Temple Update, I'm Mascitti. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Carly. The science building is almost complete, and next on the list is Wachman Hall. Renovations for the building will begin in just a few weeks. Update's Chimel has the story.
Upgrade may be one that you're not too familiar with. It was just announced that Wachman Hall is set to begin an $11.5 million renovation within the next 4 to 6 weeks. Wachman Hall, which is located on Broad Street, is a towering 12-story building with architecture dating back to the 1970s. The staircases will be designed as more welcoming and open. Builders hope that this will help congestion with elevators in Wachman. Temple Update sat down with University Architect and Associate Vice President for Campus Planning and Design, Margaret Carney, to let us know if the renovations will affect students and staff.
We will do as much work as we can during the summers and breaks when people are not here.
Like many of the other new buildings, such as Temple's Science, Education, and Research Center, the school hopes to create more energy-efficient design with new windows and sunshades.
It's about function, making sure that the building really functions in a way that meets the needs of the people and the activities that they're doing inside the building. So whether it's research or teaching or entertainment or residence life, whatever those purposes are. So it's very important that the buildings reflect who we are. And Temple is moving forward in terms of research and technology and a lot of very advanced instruction and research in all areas on the campus.
Wachman Hall hopes to complete its renovations by August of 2015 for the start of the semester. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Grace Chimel.
On-campus renovations are a reason to celebrate, yet off-campus, the spreading Temple brand has led to controversy among community leaders as well as Philadelphia residents. Templetown will no longer be used to describe the North Philadelphia region, according to Google Maps. Google is currently working on updating their maps so that Templetown no longer appears.
Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter has officially signed a new law decriminalizing the possession of small amounts of marijuana. The new law, signed Wednesday, calls for a fine of $25 for anyone caught with less than an ounce of the drug. Public possession of marijuana can result in a $100 fine or 9 hours of community service. Violations no longer are considered to be a criminal offense. The law will take effect on October 20th.
The plan to help the Philadelphia School District fill its large budget gap is underway. A $2 a pack cigarette tax that was approved by the state Senate went into effect on Wednesday. The tax is expected to bring in a revenue of about $90 million, enough to help fill the deficit. The Philadelphia School District has lost an estimated $608 million since 2011.
Now, Philadelphians and Temple students will now have more incentive to cruise around town with the launch of the Philly Bike Share.
Sidewalks around campus have a new look. That's because the city of Philadelphia scattered stickers on sidewalks around campus and the city to mark potential stations for bike sharing, a program it plans to adopt this spring. Bike Share Philadelphia, the leading bike share advocacy group for Philadelphia, has pushed for the city to adopt the program since 2006. Founder Russell Medin says after visiting cities in Europe with Bike Share, he became inspired.
I knew after seeing it in other cities, the transformation it has made to the way people get around and the way that they enjoy their city. It is really an incredible thing as a new way for people to get around their city.
Bike sharing is an international public transit system adopted by more than 500 cities worldwide, including Paris and New York. Users can buy passes allowing them to borrow bikes from kiosks around the city for a short period of time. They can then return the bikes to other kiosks. Solar-powered stations are expected to hold about 20 bikes, stretching 6.5 feet long and 60 feet wide. The possible Temple Bike Share locations are 13th and Norris Streets, 13th and Montgomery Streets, Cecil B. Moore Station, and the Temple University train station.
I think that's a great idea because I personally don't have a bike on campus, so it'd be a great way to get around. And I know a lot of people like to bike to the city, bike around Fairmount Park, so I think it'd be a great program to have here at the school and in Philadelphia in general.
I already have a bike, so if I didn't have a bike, I would definitely use it. If I need to get to Center City, it was a nice day, why not bike, get some exercise.
You may have noticed certain sidewalks around campus have a new look. That's because the city of Philadelphia scattered stickers on sidewalks around campus and the city to mark potential stations for bike sharing, a program it plans to adopt this spring. Bike Share Philadelphia, the leading bike share advocacy group for Philadelphia, has pushed...
Now, while some students we talked to said they weren't familiar with bike sharing, most said they were in favor of the system coming to Temple. The public can vote on spots through www.phillybikeshare.com or by texting the number found on the stickers over the potential locations until October 20th.
7 distinguished alumni and professionals who made a splash in the media industry were honored at the 2014 Lou Klein Excellence in the Media Awards. Professor Amy Caples was Master of Ceremonies for the event. Alumni honorees included Rising Star honoree Meredith Avakian-Hardaway, Larry Margassack, and Claire Smith. NBC 10 anchor Jim Rosenfield introduced the Excellence in the Media honoree, Brian Williams. Williams held a conversation with SMC students prior to the ceremony. Other recipients of the award included NBC 10 anchor Tracy Davidson, Jerry Klein of Ann Klein Communications Group, and musician-songwriter John Oates.
Updates, Becca Hendrickson is live in the newsroom.
She was at the awards and got to talk to the honoree. Becca?
That's right, Karina and Taggart. Temple's top honor at the Lou Klein Awards is always a national media icon. I sat down with Brian Williams to get to know the man behind nightly news.
The success of a broadcast journalist depends on his ability to capture an audience through storytelling. For this year's Lou Klein Excellence in the Media Award, Temple University honored a master storyteller, NBC nightly news anchor Brian Williams.
For those looking for a future in any aspect of our business, if you can't write, and if you can't write fast, like breathing reflexively, I'm afraid there are a host of other careers you should look into pretty quick.
As a college dropout who never focused on the news, Williams did pursue other careers, until he remembered a TV tradition from his childhood.
This is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite.
Until he said that's the way it is. Dinner was not served in my house, so there was a built-in incentive to really pay attention and stay parked in front of that television.
And so based on that practice, he became a reporter who worked in the likes of Pittsburgh, Kansas, and even here in Philadelphia before finding his home at 30 Rockefeller Plaza, where in December he will celebrate a decade as nightly news anchor, a job by definition of telling America's stories.
Sadly, too many of the stories we travel for and go off and cover are horrible disasters. And it is why we try to end our broadcast more nights than not on works of goodness that are happening every moment of every day across our country.
But Williams says even that doesn't give his audience the whole story. So he will appear on sitcoms and late-night comedy shows, and sometimes even cover rap songs.
Members of Congress have a big job to do.
I think that the times call for our viewers, our customers, to see the whole you. In the context of a very serious half-hour newscast in the post-9/11 era on nightly news, it is a lot of death and destruction.
Night after night, Williams will continue to practice his craft of storytelling, fine-tuning his writing long after the workday has ended.
Driving home tonight, I'll think of 9 ways I could have written it better, tighter, punchier, facts I missed. It's a sickness in this business, I guess you're realizing, and it's never really over.
Roll Hall of Famer. Well, they're both writers by profession. Temple alum John Oates, the latter half of the legendary Hall & Oates, received an Alumni in the Media Award. The ceremony was a homecoming for Oates, as he said it all started in Philly.
It was so important to me to understand how shows were put together, artists, and being at Temple really gave me the opportunity to experience a life in the city and become the person I was.
Called This Is the Life, that he plans to record in December. As always, it was a great day at the Lou Klein Awards. Karina, I know you're going to be graduated and gone, but Tag, I'm sure you're like me and you can't wait for next year.
And it'll be very exciting to see who's going to be honored next year.
Still to come on Temple Update, if you like video games, you'll love where our Tokyo correspondent was this week. Stay tuned for this semester's first report from Japan.
Plus, Temple students get trashed, but don't worry, it's for a good cause.
Couple really great fall days, but will that stick around for your weekend? I'll have that and more coming up. Don't go anywhere. Temple Update, we'll be right back. We're clear.
Now let's take a look at news around the world this morning. The Chinese government may be losing patience with protests in Hong Kong. Swarms of protesters have been sitting in the streets blocking traffic for days. Student leaders are asking for the top official to step down or they will take more drastic measures. The mass protests pose the stiffest challenge yet to Beijing's authorities since China took control of the former British colony in 1997. And doctors have arrived in Dallas, Texas to treat the first person to be diagnosed with Ebola in the United States. The man has been identified as Thomas Eric Duncan. According to Texas Governor Rick Perry, 5 children have been in contact with Duncan and are being monitored at home. None of the children have showed symptoms of the deadly virus. Duncan entered a Texas emergency room on September 26 after returning from Liberia. More than 1,000 police officers, firefighters, and self-defense forces personnel have resumed their search in looking for survivors of a volcano eruption in Japan. Rescue workers had to put their search on hold after being warned by experts that more volcanic activity was likely. Mount Ontake first erupted on Saturday. The death toll is now at 47, most of which were hikers on the mountain at the time of the eruption.
One of the largest video gaming expos takes place every year in Tokyo. Temple University Japan student Joshua Martin-Corrales is Temple Update's Tokyo correspondent this semester. Martin-Corrales had the chance to go to the Tokyo Game Show 2014 and has this report.
Tokyo Game Show, or TGS, is a video game expo that's been held in Tokyo every year since 1996. TGS is fairly popular, with people coming from across the globe to visit the convention. This year's attendance totaled more than 250,000 people. The event was so packed, wait times for the more popular games went as high as 2 hours. The event not only holds countless games, but is also well known for its cosplay events and multiple panels by famous Japanese pop stars, voice actors, and video game industry professionals. There are countless games at the show, and this year, there were also multiple independent games on display. E3 is a similar event that takes place in the US every year, but to find out what's different between the two, we asked Matthew Pontier. Matthew is a TUJ student who spent hours browsing the show and trying out the latest games. Here's what he had to say.
So the thing about E3 is that it's a press-only event. People only that are in the press or in the business itself are allowed to get into it. There's no people that are just in the general public that are allowed in. So if you're just a high schooler who loves games but has no relation to the industry whatsoever, tough luck, you're not going to E3.
Also, many games on display will be exclusive to Japan and probably will never see international release. For example, Superhero Generation, an upcoming role-playing game featuring popular characters such as Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Godzilla, will likely never see international release due to licensing issues. For Temple Update in Tokyo, I'm Joshua Martin-Corrales.
The Department of Film and Media Arts is now accepting applications for its spring and summer programs in Los Angeles and in the San Francisco Bay Area. The spring deadline for applying is October 31st. The deadline for the summer program is November 21st. Now, if you're interested, you can set up a meeting in Annenberg Hall, room 14F. Also, the deadline for applying for SMC scholarships has been extended to Wednesday, October 15th.
And Temple students took to the streets this past weekend as part of an annual effort to connect with the community. Updates Yale Alpert was there.
Blocks away from campus, students spent some time on Saturday morning cleaning the streets. In the fall of 2012, the Temple student government and Temple police started the Adopt a Block campaign. The objective is to provide an opportunity for Temple students to give back to the local community. Temple student body president Ray Smariglio is no stranger to the Adopt a Block program.
So Adopt a Block is our monthly program where we come out, a bunch of different student organizations will sign up, we'll assign that student org a block, and they'll go out and actually clean it, sometimes paint the curbs, plant flowers. It's a really great opportunity to bridge the gap between students and the community.
Different Temple student organizations bonded together to spend some time serving the community, cleaning up in many forms. Cleaning could have been anything from bulk trash pickup to painting the curbs. Several fraternity brothers responded on Bouvier Street, giving curbsides a fresh new look. The fraternity brothers were ecstatic to serve their time in the community.
Basically, I'm in Tau Kappa Epsilon. We're a fraternity here on campus. And we just wanted to give back to the community, help clean up this block. We come in, remove some trash, some debris, paint things that need to be repainted, and just, make sure this campus is looking nicer.
Over 20 student organizations participated in this month's Adopt a Block. Personnel from the Temple student government say that they are very excited to see the program grow. Reporting for Temple Update, this is Yale Alpert.
Coming up, Kylie Winkler has Temple recovering from a scary moment for a win over the Yukon Huskies.
Also, Philly Connections has great deals for students to see the orange and black.
Temple Update will be right back.
Philly Connections is making the Broad Street Bullies more cost-effective for Temple students. With an ID, students can purchase up to 2 Flyers tickets for $10 from the box office located in the basement of the Student Center. For more information, check out studentactivities.temple.edu. Now, Karina, although I'm a Flyers fan, I'm really curious to see how our Owls are doing.
Well, Kylie Winkler is at the sports desk with the latest on Temple athletics. What can you tell us, Kylie?
Well, guys, multiple Temple sports teams walked away with big W's this past weekend. But first, let's head over to football, where Matt Rule's squad traveled up to UConn for their first American Athletic Conference of the season. First quarter, UConn starts off strong, but is this pass intercepted by Tavon Young. He takes it 93 yards for the Owls' only touchdown before the break. The Owls lead 7-3. Second half, a scary moment here for Temple in the kickoff. Cleve Irvin muffs the catch, and the Huskies recover the ball in the end zone. But that's an offsides call on UConn, and Temple takes it 75 yards until P.J. Walker finds Jalen Fitzpatrick in the end zone for a 42-yard touchdown pass. Owls lead 14-3. The Huskies allowed for 14 more points in the stretch of the third quarter, and to top it all off, Praise Martin Ogike picks up a loose ball and takes one in for an 11-yard touchdown, and the Owls go on to defeat UConn 36-10. It was a great weekend at home for the nationally ranked field hockey team. Temple beat American on Sunday in a slim 3-2 victory, but let's take a look at Saturday when the Owls had a field day against Kent State. It's a beautiful day at Giese Field, and Temple's nothing but smiles with the good weather. Temple beat Paige Gross here with the pass to Amber Yutz. She chips it in for a goal, but she's just getting started. Yutz with the long ball drills it into the back of the net, and she has a hat trick, and Temple wins 5-0. And the winning weekend doesn't stop there. Since pro football player Brandon McManus left the Temple football team, Owls have figured out their issues with Austin Jones, who hit a 33 and 47-yard field goal. Tommy Sladek has caught up with Temple's new name.
After kicking a 33 and a 47-yard field goal on Saturday, everyone wanted to know one thing: who is Austin Jones? I headed over to Chodol Field after practice to learn more about the freshman kicker.
Austin, you hit a 33 and a 47-yarder against UConn. How did that feel?
It felt pretty good. The ball felt good off my foot.
Have you ever gotten nervous before a kick?
Not in college. I have in high school, but ever since I got to college, not really.
So the butterflies are gone?
Pretty much.
And you're from Orlando, correct?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Disney World?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
This might be a tough one. Who do you say is your best friend on the team?
Either Corey Lurch or Alex Starzik.
What is your favorite movie?
I'd have to go with, I think, Step Brothers.
Great one, man. Huge poster above my TV in my house.
And
who's your favorite Office character?
I like Dwight Schrute. He just brings life to the show.
He's great, but I think Kevin's my favorite, but you know what? We'll agree to disagree. The names of your dogs are Sugar and Angel. Did you name those?
No, my sister did.
But you're happy with it now?
Oh, yeah, I'm really happy.
Okay,
yeah.
Good dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever have an embarrassing moment when playing football?
I mean, I slipped after the field goal I missed at UConn, but that's pretty much it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that got me worried, because now it was my turn to kick some field goals. Luckily, Austin was there to give me some lessons. But we're going to get serious. 40 yards away now.
Oh, there you go.
Nailed it. Reporting and kicking for Temple Update, I'm Tommy Sladek.
And to stay up to date on all Temple athletics, be sure to follow us on Twitter at @TU_SportsDesk. I'll tag it back to you.
Thanks, Kylie. The fall season is here, but the temperatures aren't showing any signs of cooling off.
That's right, Karina. Next on Temple Update, Alexandra Gallo will have your latest 5-day forecast. Temple Update, we'll be right back.
And welcome back. Well, as always, the city will be welcoming the fall with several festivals.
You know, I was hoping to enjoy some fall festivities in the city this weekend. Updates, Alexandra Gallo is in the newsroom to give us a peek into the weather. Allie, how's it looking?
Hi, Karina and Tag. Good morning and happy Thursday. Currently, it's partly cloudy and 66 degrees. So far, not a bad morning. The clouds will break as the day progresses, and it will be mostly sunny with a high of 72 degrees. So we're right at the average temperature for October 2nd. Frank the frat boy is wearing pants and his Temple t-shirt to class today for this very comfortable fall day. Taking a look ahead to your weekend and 5-day forecast, Friday is looking just as nice with highs in the mid-70s with sun and clouds mixed. Friday night is where the problems begin though. Rain will start late and continue into Saturday, which will affect the start of your weekend. So if you have outside plans for Saturday, whether you're going to the Midtown Village Fall Fest or the Eastern State Penitentiary for Terror Behind the Walls, you may want to consider altering your plans. The rain does move out by the evening though, and Saturday night looks clear. Sunday is looking much better and brighter. Although it will be pretty chilly for the Eagles game with a high of only 63 degrees, it will be mostly sunny if you're tailgating early Sunday morning or plan to hang around after the game. You might want to bring some layers as you will notice the lows in the upper 40s. For the start of your week, Monday looks beautiful with a high of 70 degrees and plenty of sun. For the latest weather updates, be sure to follow us on Twitter at @TU_WeatherWatch. From the Temple Update Weather Center, I'm Alexandra Gallo. Back to you guys.
And the bees are back in Tyler Contemporary. This is the third consecutive year that the gallery has had an artist construct a hive. The conch was designed by Hope Ginsberg and Eric Stepp. Stepp graduated with his MFA from Tyler School of Art. The hive will be on display from now until February, so stop in and see what the buzz is all about. Now that's all for Temple Update. For the latest on all things Temple, log on to our website at templeupdate.com.
And don't forget to follow us and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And you can always watch us 24/7 on TempleTV.net and Comcast Channel 50 and Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Tag, Houck, and the rest of the Update team, I'm Karina Cheung.
We'll see you next time.